So today I want to talk about your pelvic floor. The health of your pelvic floor is really important in terms of healing your diastasis recti. You might not think that it has anything to do with it because it's a completely different part, but it got to do a lot. So over the last few weeks, we have learned a lot about breathing and engaging your core. So when you're engaging your core, we are lifting up from the pelvic floor. So that's why we need to talk about how that will affect you. So there are two types of issues when it comes to pelvic floor. Once it is too tight, the other one is too loose. And I'm going to go over how you can determine it, or you might have none. You might be happy right in the middle. So if you have seen a pelvic floor physiotherapist, she should do an internal exam for you to see whether you're too tight or too loose. They have some machines, or they can do some manual work to put some fingers in, and she should be able to tell whether you're too tight or too loose. If you have not, I would suggest you to see one just to make sure your pelvic floor is healthy. But otherwise, how else can you tell? How else can you feel whether you have a healthy pelvic floor or not? Now, the first type is too tight. Too tight meaning you always tensing up. Say like your bicep, you always like tensing up your bicep. Your biceps always curled. There's no way of it. Let it loose and contract and let it loose. You always constantly like this. And if you contract and engage your pelvic floor even more, all you can do is this. This will for sure lead to leaking. It would have pain in your pelvic floor. So for example, if you insert a tampon, if you have sex, you will feel pain in that area. You will also feel like a sense of unable to empty your bowel. Like when you go poo-poo, you will feel like it's never gonna be empty, and you will feel some leaking because it's so tense already. It's gonna give up, the muscle is gonna give up, and you are going to lead to that prolapses perhaps in the future. Pelvic floor pain. So that's the main thing. If you're feeling that, is you're always like very tense, like your shoulder, your ears like always tensing up, and also you might be gripping your bum. Like if you feel like your butt is always gripping, like or like your physio told you, okay, you feel like your butt is always gripping down, then looks like you will have some pelvic floor tightness, overactive. So the other type is underactive. Underactive is like everything is so relaxed down there, like you're taking a vacation, taking a break. There's no tone, like it's always on relaxed state. This happens often when you have a really long pushing phase, and you feel like you're unable to hold your pee. Like you feel like maybe if you just jog a little bit, run a little bit, you feel like you need to go to the bathroom, or you might be leaking. So that's another indicator that something is wrong with your pelvic floor. So definitely you do want to get to a physiotherapist to check it out and see what's going on. Now, how will you use this knowledge to take your advantage throughout this program? So this program, it's about breathing, it's about engagement, it's about doing the exercises and cardio and weightlifting. So what happens is if you have a too tight of a pelvic floor, everything you do, and if I'm telling you to engage, you're engaging even more, then you're just going to tighten everything up. So if you know that your pelvic floor is tight already, so when you're inhaling 360-degree, exhaling, engage from your pelvic floor, you do still want to engage, but make sure that you're not doing at like 100%, but either you have an underactive or overactive pelvic floor, you do not want to engage your pelvic floor to 100%. So say inhale, exhale, engage. Whoa, it'll be so tight. So never do that. So I want you to just to do about 50% of that intensity or even less if you feel like you have that tight pelvic floor. Now, if you are having that loose pelvic floor, if you feel like it's looser, then yes, doing 60-70%, it's good. So that it's like similar to a Kegel that they tell you to do. The pelvic floor Kegel is really good for during pregnancy or right after postpartum to do to strengthen that pelvic floor. So same idea, you're gonna lift from the bottom up, engage. So throughout this program, you'll hear cues from me saying, okay, relax your pelvic floor. You're going to relax and release that pelvic floor and engage your core. You're gonna bring that pelvic floor up. Just that I want you to put your mind to muscles connection. So really think about, okay, what is my pelvic floor is doing right now? Is it lifting too much? Is it gripping too much? Or is it too relaxed? You wanted to bring that intensity to what you need when you're engaging that pelvic floor, and then watch yourself what is my stomach doing right now? Is it overactive with like the upper abs gripping down, the obliques all flying up, or what is it doing? So pay attention. You might take a little bit of time to get used to knowing your body, and I'm happy that you're going through the breathing and engaging, and then we're going to do some meditations to help your body relax, to help your body to put your mind into ease and thinking, okay, relax, and really think about connecting with your body once again. So that's all I have for you. So pay attention to your body to see how you're feeling. So maybe next time, use a tampon to insert it and see if it's painful, or is it going to like come out of your vagina. So that it's another good indicator to tell whether your pelvic floor is healthy or not, and hopefully it is healthy, and so that you are able to just contract and relax and contract and relax. If not, that's okay. Go through the programs, listen to my cue, listen to your body, and see what works. All right.